Radio. Good morning, everyone. My name is Micah Ross. You're watching Live, Think, Dream Big, and I'm back in my normal setting, my living room. It's not as hot today as in LA, so that's a good thing. Alrighty, so today's video is entitled Being Watchful, and this is day 11 of the 40-day prayer fast. And yesterday was day 10. We had a live corporate prayer, which was phenomenal. Had a wonderful group of people on there. Hopefully some people were blessed. Hopefully some people were enlightened. You know, people got some direction. That's what it's all about. So we're going to jump right into this, as I always say. So let's begin, shall we? So today's thing is all about being watchful. And so as I was reading from the book today, because today I wanted to make sure, when I was reading from the book that I picked up one of the scriptures that Mark Batterson talks about in the book. And if you don't know, Mark Batterson is the writer of Draw the Circle. It's a phenomenal book. That's why I'm doing the 40-day prayer fast. I highly recommend that all of you guys check that out. Sorry about that. Some notifications are popping up on my phone. Some good reminders. So here we go, shall we? So it's from Colossians 4:2, and it says, devote yourself to prayer, being watchful and thankful. So that's why I named this video Being Watchful. So number 2, this is going to be step number 2, is being a first-class noticer. Mark talks about this in his book. Some people who are success coaches actually look at people who are successful, and he calls them first-class noticers. And being a first-class noticer allows you to notice talents, to see opportunities, and avoid pitfalls. And lots of leaders who are very successful again and again are geniuses at understanding context, which is actually something very true. So tying this back into prayer, when you begin to pray for something or ask for something or bring something to your consciousness, this is what happens. You are actually starting to stimulate your RAS, which is your reticular activating system. It's a cluster of nerves in the brain. Hopefully I said it correctly. It allows you to control how much is coming in, how much is going out, because there's a lot of things craving for our attention. Like right now I have all these lights on in my house, but my brain knows how to filter out a lot of the stuff to keep me focused. So when you're praying on a specific topic, subject, whatever it is that you're going after, your RAS helps you start to focus in on those things or key in on those things, which is actually really cool. So here's another thing. Like, for example, I want to get a BMW. I want a silver BMW 5 Series. And you know what the funniest thing is? It's not that BMWs don't exist. I just never cared about them before because in my mind, I didn't deem them important. But now I do. I actually want one for myself. And literally right outside is a 5 Series silver BMW. I would have never noticed it had I not been thinking about it or giving it attention. So when we, again, tie this back into prayer, when you are praying for something specifically, strategically, all that stuff, all the things we've been talking about, it is now in your conscious level of thinking. Things you didn't notice, you are now starting to see. You're starting to see opportunities pop up left and right when you're asking him for something, right? When you're asking him for help or healing, you start to notice things talk about healing and help and people popping out of the blue, divine connections starting to manifest in your life. It is now prayer just brings things to your conscious level of thinking. You're really thinking about it, you're meditating on it, you're focusing on it, and all these things are starting to appear everywhere you go, which is absolutely amazing. It's not that they weren't there before, like I said, they're just now because now you are consciously thinking about it, which is really cool. And this is something that a lot of successful coaches talk about, bringing things to your conscious level of thinking, the kind of energy you put out, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. These are things that they tell you about that the Lord is mentioning in this scripture, being thankful and watchful, which is actually really, really cool. So now on to number 3, we already talked about RAS, but also this allows you to see things a little bit more clearer. Again, your perception is not always reality, and this is jumping right into number 4, because a lot of times we see the world not as it is, but as we are. we interpret the world based on how we feel about it and how we choose to interact with things, how we feel about things, right? So it's what is your reality that is external? How do you get your prayers to manifest into the physical? You know, how do you get that from your conscious level of thinking, bringing that into the physical realm? So that's another thing when you're strategically praying or becoming a first class noticer, you'll start to see all these different types of things. I like this chapter in the book because it talks about your spiritual vision, you know, which I think is another really cool thing, and I'm looking at all my notes here. It's really talking about the more you pray and the more you begin to ask God for specific things, those things start to pop up and you start to notice them, and you'll start to notice them externally because your spiritual vision allows you to see things for really what they really are. You'll begin to notice things that weren't there before. Like, say if you're in a bad relationship and you're asking God, hey God, if this is the right person for me, dear Lord, reveal things to me. Not that you're looking for them specifically, but the Lord is making you aware of how this person's moods are. If this person might be lying, you'll start to pick up and cue on things that are not right. Okay, you're saying one thing, but your actions are saying something else. Or your facial expressions don't match up with your mouth. I mean, these are things that we begin to notice when we put our spiritual vision, when we begin to have our eyes really opened. Like I always say, I really hope and pray your eyes have been opened to see things beyond their circumstance, beyond your circumstances, because again, your perception of reality is not always true. How you may feel or think about something is not always true until you really begin to look at it for what it is and then look beyond it to say, okay, there's so much more to this thing, or whatever it is that you're praying for, or whatever you're trying to achieve, or whatever you're after, if that's making sense to anyone. So these 4 things I felt were really, really important to mention, especially on being watchful, because when we're watchful and we're praying for specific things, these things begin to manifest. The other day I showed a vision board, and the things I put on my vision board I prayed about, but now I noticed those things everywhere I go. I put a Bentley symbol. I saw 3 Bentleys yesterday, which was really cool. You know, one of my neighbors' relatives drives a Bentley, and I'm like, what's your number? I need to get to know what you do for a living, right? And I mean, these are things that are now being brought to my conscious level of thinking because I'm constantly focused on it. I'm constantly praying for it. I'm being watchful for it. And I'm taking those things and saying, okay, God, I can take a hint. I need to be more focused on my goals and dreams to make them manifest in my life. But are you doing the same thing? You know, are you using your prayer journal? Are you going back? Are you circling those prayers and asking God to reveal those things to you? Even if you don't know what to pray about, even if you don't know what it is that you're looking for, you can ask him for clarity, and he'll bring things to your attention, things you didn't notice before, and you'll be like, wow, thank you for that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. So that's what this whole day is about. Day 11 is being a watchful person, watching for your prayers to manifest. Start seeing opportunities, not just seeing them, but seeking them and then seizing them when they come your way. So if someone walks up to you and says, hey, I found a way we can make some extra money, can I share this information with you? Here's an opportunity that you might have been praying for that you weren't specifically looking for, but because you asked for it, here it is brought to your attention. Because I did that. I asked God for help, and I said, I don't care what it is, I just need help. The very next day, I got the help I was looking for in the most unusual way. Me and my wife were having dinner. Boom, here comes this person, shares some information with me, and I'm like, wow, my prayer has been answered. And then I seized the opportunity and ran with it. And today, you know, I'm working from home, and it's comfortable, and I'm able to continue and create a better life for myself because I did that, because I asked him for it. I noticed it, I seized it, and I took action on it. And now my brain responds and sees everything that's related to this prayer, to this vision that I have, and I'm making it manifest every single day in my life, which is really cool. And hopefully all of you are doing the same. So, as I like to say, I really truly hope and pray that eyes have been open, ears have received this information, but most importantly, your mind has been renewed. Because remember, all of this is mindset. The more you see, the more positive things you see, that's what you'll respond to. The more negative things you'll see, that's what you'll respond to. So seek the positive things in everything that's going on in your life, even if it's a challenge. If it's a challenge, it's allowing you to be a better and stronger you. Also, guys, in life, you must live, think, and dream big. It's the only way to be in 2015 and in life. How do we do it? By constantly being watchful for love and avoiding fear. So that's what we have to do. We have to choose love over fear all day, every day. Make it a conscious effort, and you'll start to see the love in yourself, you'll start to see the love of others, and you'll start to see God in everything that you do as he manifests himself to you to show you the directions you need to go in life, which I think is absolutely awesome. Every day you must celebrate life. Remember, live for today, plan for tomorrow. Every day you must celebrate life because life is so precious. We must hold on to it and enjoy every second, even the most uncomfortable parts. We have to learn how to enjoy it and seek the best out of every obstacle and every opportunity that comes our way. Again, my name is Micah Ross. If you've been watching this from YouTube, do me a huge favor, thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And my channel is also called Live, Think, Dream Big for all of you who are watching on Periscope. If you want to leave me a comment, here's what you do. Leave me a comment on my Facebook or Twitter account under Live, Think, Dream Big. Make sure you leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you guys and see how this is helping you. And then tomorrow we're jumping right into day 12, which I'm super excited about. My name is Micah Ross. This is Live, Think, Dream Big, and